Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Cezar Williams. I am the producing artistic director of the Fire This Time Festival, and it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the Fireside Chat featuring season 17 playwright DeLane McDuffie, whose play Goose will be featured this year in the festival at the Apollo Theater, January 23rd through January 31st. Delane, pleasure to have you. I absolutely love your play Goose. Let's just get it started. Just tell us a little bit about the play.
It is a commentary on the legacy of Black protests, I'd say. How we've done it in the past and, kind of comparing it to where we are now. I was sort of researching protest history. I was really surprised that back in the 60s, during the Freedom Riders era, they had training. They had nonviolent protest training. And I thought that was interesting, being that I'm sure the cops that they were, inevitably going to meet up with did not have nonviolent training,
No.
So I thought that was very interesting, and I just kind of want to see, I would just want to explore that a bit.
Yes, and you really did. I'm trying to think of what to say without giving away too much for the audience, but the play definitely leans on that history of the kind of Freedom Summer, Freedom Rider movement. So really wonderful. What message would you like the audience to walk away with, or what would you like them to learn having seen your play?
I really would like the audience to just kind of think about where we are as a society. When I say society, I mean Black folks, where we are, and take inventory of how far we've come. Just kind of think about how we want to act, going forward, because some people act in the right way, I believe, and other people have, their own personal interests that kind of trumps the communal ascension, if you will. So yeah, they some people are more meaning than us. Yes, America, you can do what you want to do. I would just like people to just take a moment to think about where their next move.
Yeah, I love that. And I personally feel that in Black art, we don't take the time to speak to each other on those issues or in that way as often as we possibly could.
That's true. I think a lot of people don't want to have those type of conversations, like on a one-on-one level. Some people don't really know how to articulate their feelings or how they their interest or whatever. But that's where art comes in. Sometimes you let the art speak for you. If this piece can generate conversations between the audience, people who watch it, and then it's done its job. I just want to get people talking, get a conversation going.
Yes, I think it will definitely do that. What concerns, if any, do you have about maybe some pushback or people not being happy or feel that maybe you're coming from a position of superiority?
If there's pushback, then that's great. Art without pushback or resistance is, I don't know. I don't know how you would define it. I mean, art's meant to move people, meant to get people thinking, meant to get people out, outside of their comfort zone. And if this piece does that, then that's great. I'm not going to tell people how to feel.
Mm-hmm.
This is just my interpretation, the way I felt at a particular moment in time. And I just happened to create art from it.
But I love it. I mean, I agree with you. I think part of the role of art is to provoke change. As human beings, we rarely change if we're comfortable. So a few of the plays in the season, there's never a theme. Like we don't assign a theme, as you know, when we request the submissions for the play, but a theme always does seem to emerge. And this season, it is about becoming more comfortable with discomfort and what are the lessons and the value of discomfort in today's society. And so I champion your work. I think the questions you're raising in your piece and the conversation, the reactions that I hope we get from your play, I think are all positive for us as a community and society as a whole.
Yeah, yeah, I hope so too. You said a word, a key word, discomfort. Yeah, it's an uncomfortable time.
It's an
But
uncomfortable time, and we're trying to
yeah,
not be uncomfortable in it. It's not working.
whether it's socially, politically, any of the other ly words,
Yeah.
it's I feel like there's a lot of angst in the air, a lot of angst in society, and if I'm glad that all the plays sort of address that.
What were your thoughts when you heard that this was going to be our first season at the world famous Apollo?
Grew up watching the Showtime at the Apollo, and whenever I've gone to New York, I've gone by it. I've never actually been inside it. But the Apollo's dope. I mean, it's an icon of of our culture, and yeah, I had to go to the website to see if that was legit. It was like got your email, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you and me both weren't sure if it was legit, but it is legit. It is happening. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up?
Yeah, I'm an Army brat. So I kind of grew up, I was born in Georgia, Southern Georgia, and raised in North Carolina, kind of back and forth between Georgia and Carolina. My parents are from North Carolina. So, yeah, mainly in the South.
How has growing up in the South impacted or shaped you as an artist or your writing in particular?
Yeah, that's a good question. The South is full of a lot of vibrant storytellers, whether it was, my grandparents, my parents, even my siblings, relatives, friends, uh, everyone's, everyone's a character. There's a lot of course, there's there's a rich language down there, and that's overall the states. There's no state in particular, just the region itself. And I come from a storytelling family. We're always joking and making fun of each other. So yeah, that's just the culture.
What is your earliest theater memory?
My earliest theater memory was, I think the first play I actually saw, the first legit play I saw was I studied abroad in London my junior year in college, and I saw Oklahoma. It was interesting. Like, it was a musical. I don't know. The musicals didn't really grab me. But I was always interested in writing a theater piece, because it's like the oldest form of dramatic writing. And here I am, I'm mainly a screenwriter, TV writer. But one day I wanted to try my hand at plays, and that was, I think it was 2018 or so. So yeah, I've been in the game relatively a short time, but I've always been sort of writing. And
Were you always a creative or always a writer from childhood?
yeah, I started off writing poems. I started writing short stories, sort of like in elementary school, middle school, and then I want to say early college, late high school, I started writing screenplays. So yeah, so it's kind of evolved, and I still write poems and short stories and all that too.
So if you had a time machine and you could go back and speak to, say, 10-year-old you, what would you tell yourself?
I would tell him to not be afraid to write what he doesn't know. Part of the reason I sort of came into theater late was I was very hesitant because, again, like I said, I don't really have a theater background. I knew people who had theater backgrounds, actors and, other dramatists, but they all had deep roots in the theater. So I was a bit intimidated by, you know, by that whole world. Cause, film, TV, I was fine with. Theater, I was like, that's live. Uh, the audience is right there. Yeah, I would tell my 10-year-old self to not be afraid. Just do it. Just do it. If it lands, it lands. If it doesn't, try again. Just find your voice and, write it. And if nobody ever likes it, that's fine. You've done yourself a service. You got your voice out there. You did it for you. If it's just an audience of one, that's fine.
Yep. If folks wanted to, stay in touch with you or see what else you're working on, what's the best way for them to do that?
Oh yeah. I'm on Instagram. The handle is is Frangelico_Buttersworth. That's one. I have my website, DeLaneMcDuffie.com.
So how did you learn about the Fire this time?
Oh yeah. So yeah, I have a friend, Steve Harper, who was a previous playwright at your program, and he told me about it, and was kind enough to nominate me, and so I sent in a piece, and here we are. Luckily, you guys liked it, and
we love Steve Harper, and we loved your play. So we're so grateful that you submitted it and that you're going to be in this season's festival. And I just want to thank you, DeLane, for taking some time out of your day on the Fireside Chat. I want to thank everyone who took time to watch the chat. I ask you to please come buy your tickets. Come see DeLane's play as well as 5 other playwrights and their work this season at the Fire This Time Festival at the world famous Apollo Theater, January 23rd through January 31st. Thank you, everyone. Have a safe and blessed day. Bye-bye.